Pulling the motor out of this guy today, swapping in a new one. Truck's in the shop. About to get started with our super minimal tools. 352 coming out, 352 going in. There it is. It's been rebuilt by somebody we don't know, so. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a new power plant. First things first, wheels coming off, getting this thing kneeled down on the ground so we can actually work on it. It's gonna be good. Here's the old motor. Gonna come out, gotta take off the hood. Frankie getting ready. How long is this gonna take?
I'm gonna say 6 to 8 hours.
What did you say?
6 to 8 hours.
All right, 6 to 8 hours. It's like almost, it's 1 right now. We got a really good early start. All right, here we go. First run of the parts store. Got a couple things off. Motor's getting close, kind of ish to pull. Got the wheels off, so it's kneeling. Did some snow removal on it because it was just dripping on the floor. We got to get some brake cleaning towels and some other little things because a handful of the parts on this motor are going on that one, and then we got some new stuff going on it also, a new cam and some other things. We need penetrating oil for the exhaust because if you know anything about exhaust, they like to get seized up and solid. You break a lot of stuff, break the bolts when they're coming out. So I want to get those soaked, maybe even get a little heat on them if need be. But yup. Have the new one mostly torn down there. I'm gonna take off this windage tray looking dealie, get the lifters out. I'm gonna throw the new cam in it and the other intake, and that one's almost getting ready to come out. It's gonna be freaking sweet. Coolant drain in, stuff kind of apart, tranny disconnected more or less. Thing's about to be out of here in a sec. I'm gonna pull the intake and the valve covers. Freaking sweet. Started lifting the motor. Thought we were gonna get it out. We're gonna try to pull the engine and tranny as one, but it was not going to happen. It came up as one piece, so we got to disconnect the trans and pull it out separately. So now we're undoing the bell housing bolts right now. That's gonna slide on out, and then the motor's gonna come out a lot easier though, so that is the plus side of things. Here we go.
This looks insane. Dude, lay down under it and I'll drop it as fast as I can.
Solid pull.
Just like the same as the motor, like break it in how you're gonna drive it.
Yep.
Put the clutch in, start popping it.
Swung it out. Iced out valve covers. Get those cleaned up. They're going on the new motor. Clutch wasn't that bad, but some hot spots on the flywheel here. The new clutch is stiffer, heavy duty. Oh yeah. So after some further inspection here, based on some numbers and whatnot that I found online and from people that I don't know or really trust, said that it is actually a 360.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
So we pulled out a 352 and a 360's going in, and depending on the year, it might make more power than the factory one. So pretty cool. Notice this oil pan's too deep. Got to swap it out. That one's covered in grease, so we're gonna go pull it off. And we're gonna take that intake and that oil pan to the car wash and give them a quick wash down. I don't know what this pan would have been for. Super deep all the way across, odd looking. So. And the dipstick's on the wrong side. All right, let's see what you got.
Not too bad.
Not bad. That oil's not bad either. That looks good.
It's black.
It is black. Day 2, you know how it goes. We needed to get some more things. Stores were closed, didn't happen. Frankie's driving the Jeep. Just picked up the timing light. We're gonna have dialed in. Motor's gonna be dropped today. So, gonna get some food, some coffee, and we're gonna head over.
Trust the process.
Gotta get the freaking cam all lubed up with the break-in sauce. This is a teriyaki blend with spices added. Got the cam in, got the double roller timing chain, the oil pump, or the pickup we had to swap out, and this bracket was facing the wrong direction because the one it came off of, it was bolted onto a main cap. This one, it's bolting onto a tab on the inside of the block, so heated that up, bent it back the other direction. Got to use heat, otherwise things snap, so that's gonna bolt on here, right there, and connect to that little weird tab. The other one, it just had a stud coming off of the main, so gonna be freaking sweet. Look at that. I got the engine assembled mostly. Got to put the intake on, cams in, lifters in, timing sets on, water pump. So next up after the oil filter housing, almost there with the motor. That pre-oil. Just filling that motor with maple syrup. We've encountered our first real problem with the swap on motor. It has an exhaust crossover here, and I checked. They come out right here. So the old exhaust manifolds would have been routed into here to cross exhaust into the intake to heat it up quicker for the whatever. So this style comes out of the heads here, where this one does not, and it would cross over inside of this intake like this. But so those are just gonna dead end on here now, and we're gonna try to pack these. This is a professional operation with professional licensed technicians. As you can see, Frankie and I are very serious and do everything by the book. So we're going to pack those full of JB Weld steel stick. Yeah. Got this intake on here after some adaptation with the old JB Weld. These are just kind of in here. They're not doing anything, just kind of ported to the other side. So gonna be a solid setup. Just fine if you ask me. It's starting to look like a motor. A little bit of touch up here and there, and this thing's gonna be solid. Almost there. Frankie's torquing these down to 530 foot-pounds each. Gonna have that done. Do this side. Got the motor set at top dead center. Right there, top dead center. The piston is at the very top of its stroke. Now we're gonna put the valve covers on, the water pump on, distributor in with the rotor pointing at the number 1 position. And then we're gonna try to set it at roughly 10 degrees before top dead center. So advance it a little bit, and this thing should cheech to life at the touch of the starter. Had to go get some stuff, a couple tools and some things we didn't have earlier. Had to do the essentials, get some pizza, of course. This thing's looking pretty swell. Gotta get, what do we have to do? Still do the water pump, some other things, little stuff. We're gonna kind of resurface this with this abrasive pad, just because it was soaked in oil, but I'm not thinking it's gonna be a problem now. I mean, it's not perfect, but we don't have a new one, so it's gonna work. Yep. Motor's buttoned up. It's putting on the accessories. Feeling pretty good. Getting this flywheel is pretty much resurfaced. That's what you pay for. If you go to a machine shop, any reputable machine shop is just gonna have a drill with a friction thing on the end. Okay. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fast. High horsepower motor. Through our discovery today, determined it's not a 360. It's a 361 Ford FT motor based on this oil pan and some other characteristics of it. But they're a high torque big truck motor basically. So basically, it's a 428 Cobra jet, and it's going to make power accordingly. Got the clutch installed, pressure plate. What do you think?
I think it's installed.
You heard it here first. It's installed. It's about to go in. Like he predicted, this whole thing only really was going to take 8 hours, so we're pretty close to that mark.
Now, Turl. Yeah, that's it. That's floating gear. Come on, Bessie.
It's 12:30. We tried to put them times. We tried to defy physics and all the odds and try to not pull the transmission. Had to pull the transmission out, bolted the bell housing into the motor, so now we just bolt the motor into the engine bay. It should drop in there a lot easier, because before we're getting close and then stabbing the input shaft into the back. Look at that.
What else is new? Hey, I got some new shoes.
That's a motor in the truck. Dropped in pretty nice and easy, wouldn't you say? Exactly. All right. That's a motor. Yeah, I was laying over that thing earlier. It was killing me.
What?
Day 3. Always got to make a fun project last 3 days. You'll have more fun. You'll enjoy it more. You'll love it. What better would you be doing? What would you rather be doing than having your hands completely covered in oily 70s and 60s Ford truck parts than this? Yeah?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Okay, here we are back at the shop. How are we feeling today? Gonna get it done? Yeah. All right. Cool, there it is. We just gotta put in the transmission and then hook everything up. Break it in. Then pop the clutch. See if we get these 40s spinning. Solid. Okay, getting the transmission back in was a struggle, but it happened. Oh, we were able to get it back up there. The transmission is nice and clean. All now. I'm gonna get the throwout bearing on the old fork right there, which doesn't actually look like too terrible of a task. And final touches. You had a dog eye for a second there.
Not a bad boy anymore.
Oh, you lined up the holes, it's never coming off.
Alright, it's tight.
That's the torque spec, huh?
Yes.
Alright. Getting the headers on. Pretty convenient, they're slotted on the bottom, so really easy to locate. It's a pretty good idea. I don't know why more of them aren't like this. These headers sucked to put on because this back tube got kind of twisted or weird. Something happened, got them all on. It was a struggle. Tried a lot of different methods. Coil going on right now, so header set us back a good little while. Finally shaping up. Getting the carburetor on there. And we really only have the belts, the radiator, power steering pump, and see if this thing fires. Got the starter in, radiator, fan. We're getting close. Be a good day. Just gonna hold her wide. Gonna hold it at 2300 RPM for 20 minutes, so let's see if she likes it.
It's an oddly specific number, 2300.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 25 to 3000.
Really?
Yeah, varying RPM.
Varying RPM procedure.
I'm gonna say 6,000 RPM for 60 minutes.
Now, since this is an older motor and we're doing break-in, we're gonna add Sweet Baby Ray's for the break-in.
Now it's time for full flow.
That's world class. Getting the wheels on, everything's pretty much set. Filling up the radiator right now. Oh gosh, I'm holding this weird. Gotta hold it like that because there's a hole in the container. Here in Alaska we use water, no antifreeze, because it really never gets cold enough to freeze here. I gotta jack it up higher. What the?
It needs to go up higher.
Specified rim size 16 by 10. Best I can do is 16 by 7.
I thought those were 8s.
No,
Oh.
the guy scammed me.
All right, we're getting ready to push the truck back, open up the door, give it a fire and see if it goes. And if it does start up right away, it's gonna be straight up to about 2,500 RPM. So in case you don't know, when you have this kind of motor, you gotta brake on the cam, and also, I don't really know what's going on. There's some banging going on. Nice. So that the cam properly hardens and I'm brain dead. Works, it's the lifters and the cam match. Anyway, cool. I know. That was a 31-minute video.
I don't know if it's coming. It looks like it's coming out of the valve cover.
Oh, that's not a big deal. Took 3 days. Here's the final result. It's not timed yet and the carb isn't adjusted. Pretty freaking solid. It sounds sick.
Smells good now too. It never smelled that good.
All right, that's gonna be a wrap. 3 days, motor swap. Gonna call that a success right there. Last things we're gonna do, throw the hood on, stuff like that. Not really too interesting, put the bumper back on. But expect to see this soon in more videos. We're gonna take the Jeep out tomorrow, get the diff welded and some other stuff, so.